Hey everyone, Kyle here from Wealthy Affiliate. Today I'm going to be talking about architecting content and how to go about structuring your content in a way that leads to effective and efficient writing. Uh, Basically, here I am in Google and it's a blank page, and that's what you're starting with in respect to every page or post that you write. So the ideas have to come from somewhere. And within this video, I'm going to be walking you through the process of revealing ideas and how you can come about it, and also how to structure your content in a way that allows for you to efficiently write out your content. A lot of people start at the beginning of a page or a post and they'll just go about writing it from scratch. They'll start at the very beginning with the introduction. They'll have a keyword idea, and then they'll just write. And that is, it can be very time consuming, and your content often veers in so many directions that it's going to be confusing to your audience. So it is quintessential to architect your content before you go about writing it. Not only is it going to lead to much more readable content, it's going to lead to you writing out your content more efficiently. So I'm going to be walking you through the process in this tutorial, and the emphasis of this white screen here is to indicate that you basically have a blank slate going into every page or post that you create, and you can formulate it in any way that you want. You're in full control, but obviously there are some things that you're going to want to do to create a structured, easy to read, enjoyable, engaging, and interesting page or post on your website, and I'm going to be helping you out with that. The first part of the architecture process is coming up with a keyword theme. The theme is the idea of the content, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be writing based on this keyword theme. Every page or post that you create on your website should be targeting a specific keyword. Even your product reviews, you should be focusing on keywords, as keywords are what you want to get ranked under because they will lead to traffic. So there is an element of research that you're going to want to do with every page or post that you create on your website. In this case, I believe this term here has around a 208 competition, or QSR. I use Jaxie or the WA keyword to come up with my keyword concepts, and you want the QSR to be under 300, and closer to 0 is obviously better. And this is the exact keyword that I'm going to be targeting here. And the first step that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to break down this into in essence, I want to break down the article into a few subheadings in which I'm going to be writing about. So I lay out the article in a way where I can easily go about writing it. So it's going to make a lot more sense when I actually show you like the topics and the breakdown. So I'm going to be coming back here, and I'm going to have this laid out, and I'm going to be walking you through how I came about that. Here is the breakdown of what my article is going to be about. I've denoted the particular sections in bold here. I usually don't write that down. I'll usually just write the introduction down, so I'll usually just write this down. So I've basically broken it down into 6 sections. But the usual layout of my content is an introduction. You always want to introduce what you're going to talk about to people, followed by the ideas or the themes in which I'm going to be talking about within the content that are related to the main idea. So what is the flow of the page or post going to look like? So in this case, I've chosen our diet pill is bad for you as the main concept of the article. The first thing I thought I should do is break down the diet pill industry, maybe offer some stats and some insights into that. Then I'm going to discuss the good and the bad of the diet pill industry, which is mostly bad. So I've captured these ideas through research online and through own ideas that I was able to generate from ideas in my head, in essence, of things I've read over the years, and then I'll elaborate on the content. And as I write it out, a lot of the time it will be opinion-based content, but also a lot of the time I'll do research and come up with some stats. I'll use charts in a lot of cases and relevant imagery, again, to show people how to show people what I'm talking about, not just tell them about it. So those are things that I'll do once I, build out the content. But I've got 4 ideas here, and I usually recommend about 4 to 6 ideas. That will indicate 4 to 6 headings within your content, including the introduction and the conclusion. So I have 4 ideas here, and then the conclusion is going to be exactly what it sounds like. You're basically gonna tell people what you just told them, and I'm gonna discuss breaking the cycle of chasing diet pills for people, and that's where I could actually give people an alternate solution. Or if there's something legitimate along those lines, I could incorporate some sort of promotion and send people off to a centralized review where I can generate revenue through affiliate programs or a variety of things. So here, this is the breakdown of what I'm going to write about, and these aren't necessarily the headlines that are going to be within my content. They're just the ideas for now, and then I'm going to break out my content. I'm going to start writing it, and hopefully it's going to come together nicely. But having these ideas down is going to lead to much more efficient writing. I can only imagine how long it takes, and I haven't done it in a while, to write an article. By article I mean page or post, top down, and just type it out without having these requisite ideas in place first. So these are very important in terms of writing efficiency, and also so you have a good quality flow within your content, so it's a lot more readable and a lot more interesting to your audience. So this is something that I do within every page or post that I create, and every review as well. So I recommend that you do this. Always have an introduction, tell people what you're going to be talking about, have your ideas, which are basically your sub themes within your content, and usually I have 4 to 6 of those. That can vary from article to article, but just make sure that you do record your ideas in this sort of way, and then you can build out the content based on those ideas. And then you're going to have a conclusion, which could prelude a product promotion, and is basically going to be telling people what you just told them about within your content above. So that's the breakdown, and a lot of the time, as I said, it's going to require you to do some research to come up with some of the concepts, as well as to write out the content. But it's going to, having this in place is going to lead to much more efficient, readable, and effective content. So when I come back, I'm going to have this content written, and then I'm going to show you how I went about actually writing the content. I don't want to write this in front of you because it'd be a half-an-hour video, but when I come back, the content's all going to be in place. I'm going to show you exactly how I went about the build-out process of the content. I have added my content now, and this is actually a preview. I haven't published my content yet because it's not quite ready. I have to incorporate images and also determine whether these headlines are the best. But this is in a fairly raw format, my content that I've created, and many people wonder how you go about creating content. One of the main things I do when I create content is I write and I write and I write until I have completed the article. I don't scrutinize every little thing that I've written within the content. I'll typically go through, write, and I will do a little research as I'm writing. As an example, I've come up with a few stats here. 45 million people dying every year. 33 billion people, or $33 billion in sales within the dieting industry. Just some stats. I've done some research and come up with some FDA banned supplements in the industry. All this is very relevant to the actual concept of the article. I am not taking any duplicate content. It's all written in my own words. But what I've done is I've taken a few ideas and I've done a bit of research as I wrote this. And this content took me maybe about half an hour to write, maybe a little longer, but is a fairly lengthy post that's going to be, and it's just, I think it's just over 1,000 words in length, so it is quite thorough and interesting, and it's going to become more interesting as I incorporate relevant images to show people what I'm talking about. And I'm also probably going to take advantage of some promotional opportunities as well and link people off to perhaps a centralized product review. Yeah, that's generally speaking what I do is I go through and I'll write the content first, and I'll just get it to a point where I feel as though it's complete. I don't worry so much about too many grammar errors or spelling errors because I want to get it written sooner than later, as it can take you quite a while if you scrutinize every little block of content that you write. You're going to worry that it's not perfect, and no content that you ever create is going to be perfect. So just my suggestion to you is just write it and get it in place, and then go back through your content and edit it. Maybe add some more ideas, maybe remove some of your ideas, and obviously check it for spelling and grammar the second time around. But that's the most efficient way to write, is to initially lay it out. Second, to write and research while you're writing, but write in a way that you're just basically going through the process and getting everything you can down, and then afterwards you're just going to go through and edit your content for grammar and spelling. And then obviously if you don't like any of your ideas or you want to add to any of your ideas, then you'll do that at that point as well. So that's the process of architecting and writing out content. I wasn't going to walk you through the entire research process that I did, because basically all I did was a few Google searches and just captured some ideas that way. You can do the same thing when you come up with the idea architecture for your content too. You can just do a few searches to come up with some ideas, and you'll find stuff right away. And yeah, your ideas are typically going to be very good ideas. So don't doubt your skills, and also write in a language that works for you. Don't feel that you need to write like somebody else, or you need to write like some sort of professor within the niche, because your goal is to connect with real people. It's not to win an award for an essay. So the better you're connecting with people, the more people that will actually read it, and usually this is written in a way that's communicative and interesting. So that's my walkthrough for creating your content and architecting it. So if you do have any questions about the process, how to break down your content initially, or how to write it out, or the research process associated with it, please leave your questions below this video, and I will be more than happy to help you out. Thanks a lot.